Simon? I think you're bleeding.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Here, take this.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
It's green.
Ashley, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Who's David Munchie?
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
Christ. Yeah, I'm up.
Hi, Simon Jarrett?
Yeah, that's me.
My name is David Munchie. We spoke earlier.
The brain scan. I remember.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a bad dream. Are we still on for today?
Yeah, that's why I'm calling. I wanted to remind you to drink the tracer fluid I sent you. It'll help me capture a better image of the damages.
Don't worry, I got it somewhere.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see you in a couple of hours then.
Okay, see you soon. There it is. It smells like milk, but the taste, it's like sucking on a penny.
Nothing works anymore, I tell you. Conservative my ass. Everything. They're all the same. All of them. It's all a lie. A stinking awful lie. Won't find me in a voting booth. All a big setup. Telling you what to say. Nod your head like a good citizen.
Hey Liza, hi Jack, how's it going? It really is summer. Been a while.
Hello?
No idea how this is going to go tonight. Not touched this game really since
Oh, hi.
probably September.
Here you come in. Simon Jarrett, right?
Dr.
Munchie.
Munchie?
Well, it's just Mr. Munchie.
How you guys doing?
But I'm working on it. Actually, you're helping me right now.
Is this part of your thesis work?
Yeah. It's a study I'm doing with my colleague Paul Berg.
Let me look at the
We
chair,
hope to
damn it.
design a gentle way to work with brain reconstruction to help people like you. Oh, did you take the tracer fluid?
Yes, I did.
Great. Well, we can start whenever you're ready.
So since September I've touched this game maybe like one time for like 10 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how far I can get through the game. Off. Away. Like the worst time.
All right. Let me just get this out of the way.
See how far I can get
You
before
are
I die.
Simon Jarrett, correct?
Falling off the map or something.
Canada, Munchie. Born 1988, July 16th.
Right.
Flat neurograph, version 6.
Listening to the same songs for several months phase again. Yep, everyone goes through that.
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong.
Yeah, I always find an album to get hooked on for a while and then never touch anything. And then like 3 or 4 weeks later, I never want to listen to that album ever again. Miss seeing that annoying iron platform underwater. Which one? There's many in this game. Yeah.
Hello?
Missed the thing.
Mr. Munchie?
I've still got that. Okay, that still works. have the stream tagged as world record attempts. Don't expect one. I'm not even going to come close. When it kills the run on the door. Ah, yep, I'll be going for that. It runs tonight at least, will be no reset. Unless I do something that means I actually can't complete the run. Which isn't that likely in this game. There's a few bits that can destroy it, but mostly safe. Bit high there. Wish you had the self-control to do no reset runs. It's a mindset that you need to get into.
I found the dome ceiling.
I find it a lot easier to do it with this game than any other.
Simon Jarrett.
Because at this point, like, I think I've pushed the game as far as I feel I can
Me. I was hoping you'd
without getting like the literal god run.
What do you want to know?
So now I just try to have a bit of fun with it, because if I try and push myself now,
How did I get here, and why
I'm just
do
going to go
robots talk
insane.
like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The
But
Grim Warriors
even the
were-
games that
was
I am
really
still like
pleased.
actively trying to
No,
improve
I
at,
thought you worked at Tezos too.
I don't know
um,
what that is.
That's
I'll reach a
unexpected.
point in the
Did you
run
come
where I'll
direct
consider
from
that to be,
Toronto?
okay, if I reach this
Yeah,
point,
I did.
I will
It was
continue the
very
run.
unexpected.
Like with GTA, it was always Guardian Angels.
Staff or field technicians.
If I can get through the first like 15 minutes of that run, I'll try my best to finish it.
You're telling me.
But those first 15 minutes, if something goes wrong, it's going in the bin.
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
I need to relearn this.
How do I get there?
There are cell trains connecting all the sites. Find one and come here. I'll wait for you.
Oh, I'm not going to get through.
Shit. Where should I?
Nope. That ain't working. It was worth a try. Yeah, I had a lot of fun yesterday doing Amnesia, but I'm not going to be streaming learning the run for that one. I don't really find learning streams to be that interesting.
How is this possible?
Basically just a few hours of me doing the same room over and over again and not getting anything to work.
This is insane.
Where did I get a flashlight?
But as soon as I feel I can comfortably get through the game, even with a few deaths, I'll start streaming runs. That wasn't just a casual stream now. Because I've been saying, like, for a long time while I was running Soma actively, that when Frictional released their next game, I would run that. And as it's an Amnesia game, I feel I should at least, like, give the other Amnesia games a go as well. Want to start speedrunning a game, where do you start and how hard is it? Depends on the game. It depends on what you're interested in running. Like, of course, pick up a game that you enjoy, but I guess not one that you enjoy so much that you're going to go mad if you can't get a run to work. But it depends on the game as to how hard it is. Some games are literally just doing everything you would, how you would casually, just doing them really quickly. And then some games like Soma, especially if you're doing any %, are a little more involved. Some games are very involved, very technical. But for the most part, I guess, find a game that you enjoy, play through it casually, like just play through it, and then try and do another playthrough with the timer going. And just see if you can beat your time a couple of times. When you feel like you're struggling, start looking up guides for how to run that particular game.
Let's hope the shuttle still works.
If it's a game that's level based like this, you can quite often learn one level and then it doesn't have like any like real impact on the level that comes after it. You can kind of just learn it in pieces. You know the game Prototype 2? I do not. The open world. I don't have that much experience with open world games. GTA is really the only one. I guess Burnout as well, but that's a very, very simple open world.
Now become home to the Omega Space Gun, the world's most affordable way to launch satellites and deep space probes. Our unique Atlantic Ocean location allows for this gigantic coil gun, running longer than a marathon, to safely launch projectiles without risk of damaging the payload with
I guess I'd suggest going and finding the leaderboards for it on speedrun.com and seeing like what goes into a run first off. And if it looks like something you'd enjoy doing, then there's probably a guide that you can find. Most speedrun boards have a guide section, or someone will have put a YouTube video of a tutorial or something for the game. I guess just kind of look that up and see if it's what you'd enjoy doing. Yeah, in terms of difficulty though, I can only really speak for the games that I personally have run, which isn't that many. Alright, well, thank you for the good luck. Catch you later.
I can find Lambda, right? I mean, really? How big can
Oh,
this
how
ocean
I've
be?
not forgotten how stupid Simon is. It feels kind of weird to do these streams without my music playing now, but it doesn't really fit the games that I'm playing at the moment. I couldn't really do an Amnesia playthrough last night with punk and hard rock playing. Wouldn't really work. But also with Soma, I'm kind of reliant on a few audio cues throughout the run. Only +6. I mean, technically I could still get a record, but I'm not hoping. So I lost about that much time in Theta. Bleeding more and more time each map. Though in that case, I kind of hitched on the prop a couple of times.
Let's find a working escape vessel.
Yeah. Oh. If these were actual world record attempts, that probably would have been a reset. Fire extinguisher is really annoying. Hello? Thank you.
Warning. Reactor collapse imminent. Proceed to the emergency vessels.
Okay. That's, come on. Hey, Wilson. We are back indeed, and I'm about to die. I didn't kill myself. I got the fabled bug that I've never had before. Literally can't get away from that. So, that doesn't happen very often. But, why did I get hit? I ran towards the door that he's not stood in front of. The one from downstairs, the other guy that you go around, teleported to this door. He didn't despawn. So there was one both ends of this room. I turned around to run this way and he spawned like right there. That's the first time I've ever had that. It happens if you don't despawn him when you run through this room, if he's too close behind you. Yeah, it was the two flesher bug. It's the first time I've ever actually had that happen. Yeah. I've been running this game for how many years now, and that's the first time it's ever actually happened to me.
Are you okay, Simon? I think you're bleeding.
Oh,
How close
nothing.
behind was he then?
It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Because he'll despawn if you lose line of sight and you're more than 12 meters
No,
away
that's
from
for
him.
later, for the scan.
Like, that's what he's scripted to do. And you are here for it?
Actually, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Who's David Munchie?
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
No, he should despawn by the time I reach that room. As you turn right at the top of the stairs, there's an invisible box that covers the hallway. And if you go through that, it triggers him to be able to despawn as soon as he meets the requirements. I guess he teleported like immediately after to be like right behind me or something. I don't know. I don't know where he went.
It'll help me capture a better image of the damages.
Don't worry, I got it somewhere.
Okay, great. Well, see you in a couple of hours then.
Yeah, that's one of the issues you can face if you go through the first door. Thank you for the good luck.
There it is.
Keep grabbing the newspaper clipping.
It tastes like milk, but the taste, it's like sucking on a penny.
+2.
Nothing works anymore, I tell you. Conservative my ass. They're all sick. All of them. It's all a lie. A stinking awful lie. Won't find me in a poke booth. All a big setup.
Yeah, at least now I can confirm that is a thing that happens. Of course it happens on like the first time back.
Hello? Dr. Munchie?
Oh, hi. Didn't hear you come in. Simon
Damn it.
Jarrett, right?
Dr. Munchie?
Well, it's just Mr. Munchie, but I'm working on it. Actually, you're helping me right now.
Is this part of your thesis work?
Yeah, it's a study I'm doing with my colleague Paul Berg. We hope to design a gentle way to work with brain reconstruction to help people like you. Oh, did you take the tracer fluid?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Great. Well, we can start whenever you're ready.
All right, take two.
All right, let me just get this out of the way. You are Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada, Munchie. Born 1988, July 16th.
Right.
Flat neurograph, version 6. Good. All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
Try not to miss the switch this time.
What happened? Hello? Mr. Munchie?
I used to have so much trouble with that one.
Ah! What was that?
Am I still losing a second and a half to that? Those were clean clips. That was nice.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Oh, that's better. Simon, was it?
Jarrett. Simon Jarrett.
Hi, Simon. I'm Catherine.
Yeah, don't expect to see a single green
Me?
split
I
tonight.
was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Where to even begin? I mean, what is this
I can still get
place?
through a run
How did
pretty
I get
decently,
here?
but
And why do the robots talk like they're people?
there will be
Well,
rust.
you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
No, I mean, where did you work at Pezos 2?
I don't know what that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
Yeah, I did. And it was very unexpected.
Have you seen any people? Like staff or field technicians?
Only robots. Crazy ones.
This is all so strange.
You're telling me.
You have in fact not seen any crazy
that?
robots.
Whoa!
What's going on?
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
Simon, come to Lambda.
Don't do this to me, chair.
There are several trains connecting all the sites. Find one and
Hey.
come here. I'll wait for you.
Shit! Where did I? Oh, fuck! What the hell? How is this possible? This is insane! How did I...
Drifting a bit. Ooh, hello. That's close.
Let's hope the shuttle still works.
Hello?
Welcome to Pathos 2.
Yeah.
Your express
I feel it's a bit
to the
safer
shuttle
to activate that cutscene.
is a thermal mining operation in the
A little
60s.
bit slower, but
Become home to the Omega
it's a
space
safety net if I
the
fall.
world's most affordable way to launch satellites and deep space probes. Our unique Atlantic Ocean location allows for this gigantic coil gun.
Like, if I just want to finish a run, it's nice to not have to redo this map.
Without risk of damaging the payload with risky combustion. The station spans multiple sites and has a diverse staff of engineers and scientists. Together, they are able to produce, assemble, and launch the world's most sophisticated spacecrafts. In addition to our principal operation, Pathos 2 is also the home for multiple research projects within the marine sciences, including hydroculture, turbulence, and deep-sea construction.
Decent. I guess doing it that way actually saves a bit of time RTA because I don't get a hard load here. It does nothing for the game time though.
I can find Lambda, right? Really? How big can this ocean be?
Went a bit wide. Oh, oh, oh. Ugh. Not quite enough height. Hey, see if I can get past this.
All right, we're in. Let's find a working escape vessel.
Don't be behind me. Don't spawn there. Thank you. Get in.
What did you do?
I messed up, okay? Can you get us out of here?
Yes. I just need to pump the water out and get a
Hey.
trajectory in place.
Hurry up!
Just a second. All right, taking off. Hold on to something.
Moves around too much in here.
This thing?
Starboard rudder is choking, but I can compensate.
How do you even know what direction we're going in?
Don't worry, I'm hooked up to the navigator. We're headed for Theta. Should be a matter of minutes.
Thought I was done for back there.
Seems like the WOW is keeping the Curie from going into a catastrophic failure state. I mean, how did it get on the ship?
Are you talking about the black tentacles in the engine room? I've seen them before at Upsilon. What are they?
They're a manifestation of a
Whatever.
malfunction of station-wide artificial intelligence called the WOW.
Station-wide? So we just made a powerful enemy.
No, it's not like that. The AI isn't a persona. It doesn't feel or think like we do. It's more like a cancer.
Was that the ship?
Looks like your sabotage worked better than expected. Brace for impact! Hold on, the blast just pushed us off the plateau!
What does that mean?
If I don't hit Delta, we're dead.
I need to find if there's a way to consistently clip out there. Find a way to like explore the ship. Another good thing to showcase.
I'll never get this open. You're the rescue team, huh? Good job. Don't worry, Kath. I'll find a way to Theta.
Damn it. have to relearn juggling. Hello? Simon does not know how to pick things up.
The Zeppelin's on its way. Better get ready. Calm down. We're safe.
Ooh.
Oh,
Still
it's
got it.
really disconcerting popping in and out of existence like that. Where are we now?
Delta. At least that's what you said before the crash.
Oh, right. Of course. Is this a Zeppelin?
Appropriately named. You think you can get us to Theta?
It's a cargo transport. They use them for moving materials between the sites, anything that's too big for the shuttles. I'm sure it can carry us.
E.
Isn't that part of the Omni tool?
Look,
I had to
Didn't
deal
get
with
much
that
height
back
on
up
that
so
one.
we need to get a new tool chip.
Care to point me in the direction of the closest tool chip storage?
I swear if it flings me off the side, I'm staying here.
Just knock a robot over the head and steal their chips? Come on, I don't want to hurt anyone. Isn't this a bit much? We're just robots. Sort of. I'll get us a chip.
On.
Guess I have no choice.
Hell of a day, am I right?
Ah, come on.
Alright. Stay.
Well, this works.
Thanks, Simon. Don't be mad, okay? We really needed that chip. We'd be stuck here.
Could you do it? Kill a robot like that?
I get attached to them too. I'm not a monster. But in this case, it had to be done.
He was talking. I mean, he was delusional, but he seemed sincere. Present.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's fine.
Was he really that different from us? It's just beginning to sink in. I mean, really sink in. I'm a robot.
Didn't we cover this already?
Guess I've known ever since I woke up at Upsilon. I just keep suppressing it. Like my brain doesn't want me to think about it. It's really getting hard not to think about it.
Yeah. Could you maybe hit that switch over there so we could get moving?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Huh, that Curie actually saved time. Hey, the score. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Surfing my way over the abyss. As you do. There's gonna be enough height, I can't jump anymore. Please don't spawn me in a rock, that was close. Take the long way around. Trying to de-rust after 6 months away from this game.
Yeah.
Oh, you run Penumbra. You'll be very familiar with this engine then. Yeah, Soma's where I got my start with HPL, although I am picking up Amnesia as of this week. Hey Lucky, how's it going?
That's great.
I'm not entirely sure what that means.
What? Oh, sorry. I just can't stop thinking about what we've become. It's clear that we're no longer human. But then how can I feel like Simon? How can I feel like anything at all? I mean, technically, I don't have.
Yeah, don't expect much out of these runs.
It's such a weird thing to think about. I mean,
It's been a while.
I'm still saying things. So my mind is covering it up, pretending nothing's different.
Wait for the door.
So I've found a good balance between awareness and ignorance. Does that mean I shouldn't think about this stuff, or are my thoughts actually making me go?
Yeah, if you do have Soma, I would definitely recommend this run.
Go insane.
It's more relaxed overall than earlier frictional titles, but it does still have its moments. And the ability to take props around with you and clip with them is definitely a huge plus. Amnesia didn't really have that, you just had to rely on the geometry.
Is it Valve's fault that we're like this? I mean, it seems like something an unreliable AI would do.
Complicated to explain how machines think, Simon. Concentrate on getting inside data, okay? See you soon.
While the game's definitely a lot more narrative driven, like in terms of voice lines and not just subtitles and notes that you find around all over the place, you can definitely still break this game. Nah, there's quite a few things that stopped it from being like on that level of time save. Like when the game first came out, the people rooting it thought that it was definitely going to go down to like the 20-minute range. But one of the maps is I think 7 minutes long, just on its own, and it's unskippable.
Hello? Anyone there?
And maps like Omicron, just there's not much you can do. They did a really good job at like checking your progression. Data, on the other hand, may as well not exist. I think that's about half an hour's worth of casual play in under a minute. Save time on both of those. If I can finish a run within a minute of PB, I'll be happy.
Don't move. It's okay.
Yeah, the climb is 7 minutes split across 2 maps.
It's over now.
There's no way of skipping it.
Ashley?
It's just a sequence of events. It's not actually like when you get to the bottom it ends. I know everyone that's tried playing this game at some point has tried jumping around the kill plane to try and find like, can I like trigger the map to change, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I can see. Don't expect a PB. It ain't happening. My best possible time is 1 second behind. 1 second ahead of PB. I'd have to match all of my gold splits to PB. Not happening at all. And I've already lost more than that second. I mean, that's even if the metal sheet will let me into Omicron. Usually doesn't. Okay. That's kind of weird. You didn't want to go under my feet then. Alright, place your bets. Does the sheet work or not? I'm gonna say no. Yeah, out of all the props we use in this run, this one's definitely the most temperamental. There's no real clear way of lining it up, and it lands in a different place for every runner.
Alright, let's find Omicron.
If you're on a machine with a faster SSD, it'll move further down the hill. Fortunately, it's one of the most precise clips, but you just kind of have to eyeball it and hope. You can use the robot that I just passed to clip as well, but it's slower because you have to try and carry it all the way down here.
This isn't safe.
That went well. I jumped at the wrong time, so I fell down under where I wanted to be. And then in trying to turn around and jump back up, I just missed the platform entirely.
Alright, let's find Omicron.
I can't say I've done that before. Yeah, if you're going for a good time in this game, you need to use this prop, unfortunately. And any run can get to this point. It doesn't matter what pace you're on. If this won't let you in, and you drop it into the abyss, that's a minute and a half down the drain. Just gonna have to step back into the right place, try and line it up as best you can, and hope. And that didn't work. Nope. Yeah. That's how about 90% of my runs die.
Alright, let's find Omicron.
taking that robot there loses about 5 to 10 seconds trying to like juggle it down there, but it's a lot more consistent to clip with. It's very difficult to not clip with it.
This isn't safe.
There we go. Like the first half of the run is basically just praying that that works. I never really watched much of Penumbra, so I can't really compare. But this game does look really good when you pump the settings up. There's a few that you want to turn down for runs. It's the same with pretty much all of the HPL games, like all the screen distortion effects. They make it really difficult to run with. Don't touch the fence. If this box touches those fences, it just disappears. This is more to speed with what you expect from a HPL game. Ah, through it. Can I clip this way? Nope. Damn it. I'm trying to get it to go flat. There we go. Got there in the end. Don't mind me. There's a good old frictional wall. Right, difficult bit over with.
Is this Omicron? Everything is so basic, so limited. I hope it's not the Omnitool falling apart. Okay, we need to find you a power suit. You know, so we can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of soda.
You think we'll find one that fits me? I mean, I'm kind of in a suit already.
That's been bothering me too. You know how you were transferred from Vancouver?
Toronto.
From then.
I do like the difficulty curve on this run though.
Okay, so
Like, it's not so difficult that you can't have it as your first run. It was the first game that I learned to speedrun. But when you want to get into like the top times, you really have to get consistent at things.
Fucking deal. There's got to be something else that can take us down there.
But Dunbat at Theta was the only vessel that could take that pressure.
I think my sum of best is only like 45 seconds faster.
Simon,
maybe.
please. You don't have to switch this instant. Just play along.
Pretty low for an hour-long run.
Find something else, then great. If not,
I'm not promising anything.
thank you, Simon. Have a look around the room. This is where they would keep the power suits, if there are any left.
Yeah, I'm doing the wrong things.
God. I found one of the power suits. There's a dead woman inside. At least I think it's a woman. Just like the body body we found in the annex. She's missing her head.
Gross. This could work in our favor, though. Look for a terminal nearby, see if you can boot it up.
Yeah, it's been on sale quite a lot recently. It's definitely one that's worth
Don't
picking
worry,
up.
it'll work. Make sure it's all bunched together with the structure gel connecting all the parts.
And for €3, you can't really say no.
Alright, try activating the suit from the terminal again.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Just as a note though, the current tutorial for this is kind of outdated. It was made in 2015.
You good?
There have been some updates to the run since. I will eventually be doing a replacement tutorial, but that's going to be quite a while before that comes out. Thing is, Frictional put them all on sale like a couple of weeks ago,
We need to loop back the activity
even before the
back.
announcement.
Right, that's everything. Sorry
They
about
just
that.
love putting them on sale.
It's like having your picture taken.
But with the most
At least one of their games is on sale at almost any time of the year.
Stock photos would steal their souls.
in this case, they'd be right. Don't
And it's usually like anywhere between 75 to 90% off. They don't do like small sales.
There must be something wrong. Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
I do like that they put their games up for like a Valentine's Day sale as well.
What was that?
No, it's just...
Why was it still talking?
Like, no better games to play.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
No, it's not that.
God damn.
Exactly, it's the best time of year to play it.
Come on, let's activate the power suit.
Already done it. Watches everything deloads. Wait for the next map. Hey, and welcome to the reason why most people stopped running this game. 1 7-minute cutscene.
Are we done here?
Yeah,
Activate the cloud, please.
sure.
And it's completely unskippable because in true frictional style, rather than you moving down through the level actually moves up around you.
He's a redundant copy.
So we're not actually traveling to the bottom. The level is moving upwards.
Understand? How could he? I couldn't do it, and you knew it. You were right.
Basically just made of like a few horizontal slices of map that just get loaded at the bottom, moved up, and then deloaded when they hit the top. And it just cycles a few of them at a time.
You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you?
It's the only way you can really make like giant maps that have a lot of like long distance travel
We did an awful fucking thing.
within the bounds of most game engines.
How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been?
But yeah, 7 minutes, it's not really surprising that this is why most people stop playing the game within a year.
Please.
Like this game had a
I
pretty
know what to say.
decent amount of players for the first year of its life, and then just everyone stopped. They couldn't take this
When I was
anymore.
little, I used to climb the stairs all
Personally,
the way
I
to
don't
the
mind
top,
this cutscene.
and I can still
like,
feel how I had to, tuck my
At this
arms
point in the run,
push
it's
the
nice
hands
to just
through
sit
the
back, have a
hole.
breather, refill your drink, and just
Well,
prepare
the
yourself
first
for the
time
end
when I
game.
dared go up there,
But I can sympathize for the people that just want to get on with it and finish off the run.
I got all the way up to the corner ledge, and I felt the warm wind in my hair and the
setting and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings.
Yeah, it's sections like this and all of the dialogues that you get locked into, like in the last map, are most of the reason why this game stayed around an hour long and didn't go much lower. I think an absolute push on an NVMe drive, you could probably do this game in sub 1 hour RTA, but you'd have to do a really clean run for that.
I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Not sure what my
Feel that sense of awe,
RTA is at the moment.
even like this.
Things are different, but we're
All of my
still here.
splits are set to compare to game
What's
time.
going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
Are you really
Yeah,
still
I'm back to playing this for a while now because I'm learning Amnesia's any % run offline. I don't really do learning streams, and I thought I'd stick within the HPL engine for whatever I stream in the meantime. Because last week I was doing GTA Vice City, a whole different game.
Make it to the yard. Would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends. No family.
Of course, this isn't just a 7-minute cutscene.
I'm sure everyone would like to know that.
It has an interruption halfway through.
If not, you still have.
But not only do we have to sit here for a long time, but halfway through we've got to get up and literally push a button.
Hello, Catherine. What happened?
Me, I know it's not much, but why have we stopped moving?
The power blacked out for
And
a
then take
moment.
the seat again.
I think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comforting.
It will.
Which is really scary the first time you play through this game, and when you know it's coming and where it fits in the dialogue, it's just like, okay, here we go.
I don't feel like I'm being held back or hindered, and I don't have the opportunity to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes, but generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up.
How difficult are the Penumbra games to run?
It's more like a never-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
Sounds kind of like a movie being edited live.
I suppose
Like,
so.
are the skips and
I guess
clips
it sounds
reliable, or is it
exciting,
just
but
pure
really you
jank
have
the
to get
entire
into a
time?
point of exhaustion.
Just hoping that the stars align.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
Otherwise it's nice. I might give it a go at some point. Yeah, my focus at the moment's on Amnesia. I want to learn how to run both Amnesia games before Rebirth comes out. So I can jump on that and at least have an idea of the lore when I do a casual playthrough. And then immediately jump on and help out with breaking it.
Oh, good, you're back.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage.
I got into running this game like right after
Spoke to me.
like everyone else had stopped running, so I was never really a part of the routing crew for this. So it'd be nice to finally like be a part of that side of running the game.
I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was gonna kill you for sure. I'm glad it didn't.
Which is less than 10 minutes.
Me too.
Not bad. I've seen bits and pieces of the number runs, but I'm not sure which game, which bits that I remember come from.
Okay, so this is the Omega Sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach town.
You haven't been here before?
Not in a
I mean,
way
that's still an incredibly short run.
He was been here. We're following in your own footsteps, Kat.
when I had footsteps.
They could still be down here somewhere, technically.
Don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for town and find that arm.
So I'm almost 3 minutes behind, so I am not going to do the proper strats here. Like, for speed in this map, you're supposed to take this prop and just fly over the entire map, but you lose a lot of time if you fall off the prop. So I'm just going to take it out of bounds and carry it with me. Oh, I have seen the inventory jump. That one looks pretty cool. Trying to find a seam in the texture. There it is. Now I'm just watching those red lights on the left-hand side of the screen. They'll disappear and then reappear in a sec. They've gone off screen. And I'm looking for the mountain there that spawns in. And I head towards it. I think the gamma for stream should be a lot better now. It was quite low before. I hope you can kind of see what's going on. It looks okay in the preview, but I don't know what compression's doing to it. Actually went a bit early then. Come on, Simon, up you go. Are you familiar with the story of this game casually? Absolutely not. You might want to look away for the ending. That's still a way off. Barely know anything from the story. Yeah, the downside of not really being able to skip many of the forced cutscenes in this game is that for a speedrun you do get all of the lore kind of thrown in your face at the same time, which means anyone watching it does get it kind of spoilt for them. Whereas, like, I played through Amnesia last night for the first time and did not know anything about the lore despite the fact that I'd watched speedruns of it for a fair while, because you just skip all of it. Don't worry, there is a reason why I've brought this all the way across the map. The game doesn't really give us many props in this map, so we have to carry one all the way through. I was not supposed to jump on that straight away. Want to get in the corner, let that float. Just line myself up here as far forward as I can. Thanks to this game not having like proper hard loading screens like all the games in the HPL library, we can continue our position when we get to the next map. Get in.
You're...
The talking empty chair. It's spooky. We turn off its life support. I'm gonna get a safety save here, because I've not done this in a while. And it just works, of course. That one a second scan and it makes this break early. The one place in the game where you can just scan your tool twice, because normally it'll stop you from scanning it once you've scanned it the first time. And it starts 2 copies of like the end level script. And at some point during that script it checks to see whether a particular value has been set. And because you've got 2 running at the same time, it just goes, oh, you've already done this, so here's the ending. Literally free time save. Saves about 7 seconds. Found that by accident. Just realized it still had the icon, so I clicked it again, and then suddenly, rather than waiting for the siren to beep like 4 times, it broke after 2. Okay, don't look at the building on the left. It's absolutely well and truly not there. There's absolutely no building there. None at all. Definitely not something important to the lore. Yeah, there's nothing there at all, it's just rocks. Just rock. No, I would definitely say give this game a go casually, because Frictional really knocked it out of the park with this story. And the monster encounters, while perhaps not as numerous as past games, they definitely get under your skin a lot more. They nailed the creep factor. I will be happy if I can get back to within a minute of PB by the time I switch to Amnesia, which will still be in at least like a week or 2. Depends how long it takes to learn. Doesn't matter where you go in that cutscene, it'll reset you. Cutscene, airlock. Close enough.
This has to be Phi, right? Hope the arc.
Ah, the worst prop in the game. There are far better props to clip with and fly with in this same level. We have to use this one because we need to get this out of bounds with us. Nothing else is small enough. Been a while. I actually can't remember the last time that's happened. This book's not fun to learn with. Like, there's so many ways that it can screw with you. Yeah, you need to just sort of scroll it and get it out with you. Did Penumbra have prop flying? I know Amnesia didn't.
Not after this is over.
I get the feeling Penumbra had it of sorts. Maybe not as comfortable, but I recall at least
As good as it's gonna get.
one other frictional game having some kind of flying.
You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you assembled.
It does.
How do you operate this thing?
Does it work in the same way?
Never tried this one, but pilot seats are notoriously easy to use, so it shouldn't be a problem.
From what I remember, it looks more stable in this game. Like the prop's not just constantly like flipping around. Maybe that was just the runner that I saw.
There we go.
Okay, ready when you are. Just hit the button and we're off.
But we need to transfer our minds to the Ark.
We also need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a single switch. Just push the button and we're off.
Here we go. No turning back.
Yeah, there's a couple of props in this game that flip around. So usually the wet floor signs. If you get them a bit sideways, they just kind of spin over time.
Time, 20 seconds.
What's the matter with the upload?
It's interesting though that they fixed it in Amnesia, and then it came back in full force in this game again. Maybe whatever they did for Amnesia caused it to break something else in that game that they didn't want as like a trade-off. But save for a few locations, this game doesn't have the ability to just walk through walls if you get the right angle. There's a few places like Omicron where you can, but for the most part, if there's a wall there, you need a prop to get through it.
We're here.
No. We were getting on the Ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Simon, I can't keep telling you how it works. You won't listen. You know why we're here. You were copied onto the Ark. You just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss.
Yeah, I don't really need to continue this run because all that's left is running.
No. This is bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it sucks, but our
Radar Clip's completely different between Penumbra and Amnesia or Penumbra and Soma.
Are you crazy? We're gonna die down here with
With Soma, you just use like prop grabbing.
They're not us. They're not us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did. We made sure that something of the hundreds of thousands of years of human history survives, that something lives on.
No. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Catherine. You lied. And I believed in you. I trusted you. You said we're getting on the fucking Ark.
We are on the Ark, you idiot! I
leave me alone. Catherine? Catherine?
One more map.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
I guess looking over that ending, it doesn't really spoil that much about what led to this, so it's not too much of a spoiler, I guess. It's still a frictional game. You kind of expect that there's going to be some decision along the way.
Catherine! I can't believe we actually made it.
The 3's not too bad.
We did.
Considering I fell off the map twice before Omicron.
It's okay, Simon. Everything's all right now.
Try that one again. Now I've warmed up a bit. The top leaderboard run. It's top 5? Is it still top 5 or is that top 10 at that point?
You're bleeding.
Oh, that's nothing.
I get the
Just my
feeling
brain can't
AMS
stop
is
bleeding from
4th
the
or
accident.
5th now.
Here,
Definitely
take this.
4th or 5th.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
Would be 7th. Ah,
It's green.
of course, yeah. AMS is 4th. I think Thursday is
Simon,
5th.
please don't make this
And
weird.
his was like a 102.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Shame, he went in really hard in this game
David Munch.
and then just stopped playing.
Why is there never enough time?
Yeah, Andy was part of the initial crew that jumped on it. God, my that looks really dark. My gamma's broken. Give me a sec. I've never really spoken that much to Andy. The odd word here or there, but never really interacted much. Alrighty. Well, thanks for stopping by. See if I can beat that time at least. Yeah. Have a good rest of your evening.
I think you're bleeding.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Here, take this.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
It's green.
Ashley, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Who's David Munch?
Who is David
Why is there
Munchie?
never enough time?
For what?
Christ. Yeah, I'm up.
Hi, Simon.
Interesting that even OBS didn't pick up on the gamma when I reset just then.
I remember.
It doesn't actually pick up on the in-game gamma setting,
Bad dream.
but
Are we still
it
on for today?
did when it turned
That's
off.
why I'm calling. I wanted to remind you to drink the tracer fluid I sent you. It'll help me capture a better image
Maybe I'm
of
just
the
imagining
damage.
things
Don't
at this
worry,
point.
I got it somewhere.
Okay.
Game's getting to me.
Well, I'll see you in a couple of hours then.
Okay, see you soon.
Kinda sluggish.
It feels like milk, but the taste, it's like sucking on a penny.
Yeah, that's a bit closer.
Nothing works anymore, I tell you. Conservative, my ass. They're all sick. Oh. It's all a lie. Stinking awful lie. Won't find me in a voting booth. All a big setup. Telling you what to say.
I guess. Hello? That's amazing. Dr. Munchie?
Oh, hi. Didn't hear you come in. Simon Jarrett,
Damn
right?
it.
Dr. Munchie?
Well, it's just Mr. Munchie, but I'm working on it. Actually, you're helping me right now.
Is this part of your thesis work?
Yeah, it's a study I'm doing with my colleague Paul Berg. We hope to design a gentle way to work with brain reconstruction to help people like you. Oh, did you take the tracer fluid?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Great. Well, we can start whenever you're ready. All right, let me just get this out of the way. You are Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada, Munchie. Born 1988, July 16.
Right.
Flat neurograph, version 6. Good. All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
What happened? Hello? Mr. Munchie?
Good window.
What was that?
So close to a green split. Ooh, a green split. Fuck. Never mind. It's going downhill again. That's a new one. Yeah, whatever. On the jet. That was painful.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Oh, that's better. Simon, was it?
Jared. Simon Jared.
Hi, Simon. I'm Catherine. Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Where to even begin? I mean, what is this place? How did I get here? And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
No, I mean, where did you work at Pezos 2?
I don't know what that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
Yeah, I did. And it was very unexpected.
Have you seen any people? Like staff or field technicians?
Only robots. Crazy ones.
This is also strange.
You're telling me. What was that? Whoa!
What's going on?
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
Simon, come to Lambda.
How do I get there?
There are shadow trains connecting all of the sites. Find one and come here. I'll wait for you.
Shit! Where should I? Oh, fuck!
Ooh, that hurt. I still need to compare my ESA run to record and see what kind of pace I was on.
This is insane! How did I get a flashlight?
Would be okay.
Let's hope the shuttle still works.
Hey. Rare one. Able to get low enough though. If I fall off here, it's over. It should be good. Yeah. Cheap blocked me. Damn it.
Are you okay, Simon? I think you're bleeding.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Here, take this.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
It's green.
Ashley, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Who's David Munchie?
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
Christ. Yeah, I'm up.
Hi, Simon Jarrett.
Hey, Nem.
Yeah, that's
Thank you for the
me.
good luck.
My
How's
name
it
is
going?
David Munchie. We spoke earlier.
The brain scan. I remember.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a bad dream. Are we still on for today?
Yeah, that's why I'm calling. I wanted to
Quiet
remind
night
you to
tonight.
drink the tracer fluid I sent you. It'll help me capture a better image of the damages.
It's
Don't worry,
strange.
I got it
When I
somewhere.
first started running this game, I'd get a consistent
Okay,
user
see you
base,
soon.
and now no one wants to watch runs of this game. Or maybe something else is on, I don't know.
There it is.
Which is very weird, yeah.
Feels like milk, but the taste, it's like sucking.
So I've had 2 attempts tonight where I've had something happen to me that has literally never happened to me before. This game is weird too.
Nothing works anymore, I tell you. Inserted in my ass.
How have you been? I had a good time last night with Amnesia, so it's going to be fun to learn to run that.
Won't find me in a phone booth.
It doesn't have the prop flying and prop clipping that this game does, but the interior maps that you may remember from this map, this game, it's the same sort of thing, just on steroids. Weird, like, boosts of physics, get speed and things, boosting up walls. Doing a bunch of Sonic 06. Nice. Doing IL practice, or are you you looking at getting back into doing like Sonic Story or Silver Story?
Oh, hi. Didn't hear you come in. Simon Jarrett, right?
Dr. Munchie?
Well, it's
Or
just...
maybe Shadow Story, but
But I'm
if
working on it.
I recall correctly, you didn't really enjoy that one that
Is
much.
this part of your thesis work?
Yeah, it's a study I'm doing with my colleague Paul Berg. We hope to design a gentle way to work with brain.
I wasn't expecting to get everything done in one stream. I was kind of hoping it would last me like through this week.
Yes, I did.
Great. Well, we can start
But
whenever you're ready.
this is perfectly fine to fill out the rest of the week with. Filling out charts. Putting more red next to your name.
All right, let me just get this out of the way. You are Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada. Munchie. Born 1988, July
Boss fights suck.
Right.
Flat neurograph.
You didn't run it for long, so I can't really remember much.
All
But I
files
know you
are-
didn't spend
It's just a scan.
much time with it after like your initial runs.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
That's so. Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
I thought you did a I swear I've seen you do the other two at some point. Maybe not like full runs or something, but I swear I have seen you play them. I might be completely wrong on that though. It sounds like I am.
Hello? Mr. Munchie?
Oh, that might be where I got it from. Oh, no, I didn't see you do Shadow attempts. It was the boss of Shadow, where he hurls barrels at you. That's what I was remembering. Right, so the previous run I ran over that green light in the ceiling and clipped straight through into the vent. I've never seen that happen before. Looking a lot cleaner than the last one though.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Yeah, I finished one run tonight, and in the now 4 attempts, I've had one
Jared,
green
Simon,
split.
Jared.
Hi, Simon.
Just the one.
Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Amazing what 6 months will do to you.
Begin? I mean, what is this place? How did I get here? And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
No, I mean, where did you work at Pezos 2?
I don't know what that is.
When ESA open up submissions,
Directly from Toronto?
if we're submitting Burnout Paradise, are you just going to submit your PB, or are you going to submit like a commentated run?
Crazy ones.
This is all so strange.
You're telling me. What was that?
With my chair.
Whoa!
What's going on?
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
Simon, come to Lambda.
How do I get there?
There are 7 trains connecting all the sites. Find one and come here. I'll wait for you.
Damn it, chair. Thank you.
Shit! Shit!
Oh, right, yeah.
What should I? Oh, fuck!
We should do some more races of the game closer to submissions. Take it, Simon. Maybe running this while I'm learning Amnesia is a bad idea,
What the hell?
because I'm just going to reinforce calling Daniel Simon.
This isn't
Ooh, another green split.
insane! Where did I get a flashlight?
How's learning Amnesia coming along? I've learnt like the first 5 minutes, and I'm incredibly shaky at it. But I think in terms of the casual playthrough last night, it's like the first half hour or so. I can get to the end of the first water monster level. I haven't learnt the second one yet though. At that point you have to like boost up through the ceiling. It's really janky though. But I can see it being good fun. Go over there. That's upside down. So much for that green split. Let me in. Jesus. You have to strike the right sort of balance between opening the door enough to get in and saving time by not opening it so far that you've just wasted time, like opening it really wide. Sometimes you leap at the door and you don't quite fit.
Let's hope the shuttle still works.
Simon's too fat to go into the airlock. Yeah, overall though, I don't think Amnesia was as scary as I thought it was going to be. Like, Soma was definitely a more difficult experience to get through in terms of horror.
Welcome to Pathos 2, your expressway to the stars. What started as a thermal
I've started doing that backup just to make sure I get through runs at the moment.
to the Omega space gun,
My last run died to falling off here.
satellites, and deep space probes.
I'm not really looking to go for world record attempts right off the bat, so
Gigantic coil gun,
well, really even at all at this point. I got my goal,
without risk of damage.
so I just want to make sure that runs continue.
The station spans multiple sites and has a diverse staff of engineers and scientists. Together, they are able to produce, assemble, and launch the world's most sophisticated spacecrafts. In addition to our principal operation, Pathos 2 is also the home for multiple research projects.
I need to ask the mods for Amnesia whether I can do any auto hotkey stuff. Because ideally you bind jump to scroll up and scroll down, but you can only bind it to 2 keys, and I don't like not having jump on the spacebar. But I can either bind it to just one scroll direction, which means I can't like scroll up and down and just constantly be jumping. But it gives me the ability to hit the spacebar and jump. I ideally would like to like use auto hotkey to bind scroll up and scroll down to do a space input. So I can just bind it to space but still scroll. I don't know if that would be allowed. Because for boosting up walls and things, you basically just line yourself up and then just spam scroll as you sprint against it. You just go straight up through the ceiling.
I mean, really? How big can this ocean be?
Oh, I kicked it. Yeah, hopefully I can learn that fast enough that I can switch to it either next week or the week after. Then I'll run that for a couple of months, maybe until like mid-May, early June. And then I'll do a casual playthrough of A Machine for Pigs and do the same for that. And start running that sometime around ESA. And then by the time September comes around and Rebirth comes out, I should be good to go. Still gaining height on this? Height's good. Yeah, if you've not seen a speedrun of Amnesia though, it's well worth checking out. You've watched them both.
All right, we're in. Let's find a working escape vessel.
The worst outcomes. Yeah, you can see from the any % run of it, though, why I like levels in this game like Omicron. Just the back-to-back skips, constant out of bounds. I'm not really much a fan of the outdoor levels in this game. I'm okay with doing them, it's just I'd prefer more of the interior stuff. This is where things are actually fun. I'm going to be scared to turn around here every time now.
Warning. Reactor collapse imminent. Proceed to the emergency.
To be safe. So the guy chasing me is a different entity to the one that spawns on the floor below that I skip. When I clip through that wall with the chair, I skip past an enemy that stood there. I'd never had it before, but it's possible for him to follow you up the stairs, and then when this guy's chasing you, the other guy can be stood blocking the other door, so you actually have two of them active at the same time. I knew it was a possibility, but I'd never actually seen it, and then it happens on the very first attempt tonight. I didn't plug the...
Huh? What the hell happened here? What are all these emergency... What did you do?
I messed up, okay?
I'm just stood there trying to break the door.
Yes, I just need to pump the water out and get a trajectory in place.
Hurry up!
Just a second. Alright, taking off. Hold on to something.
Can you steer this thing?
Starboard rudder is choking, but I can compensate.
How do you even know what direction we're going in?
Don't worry, I'm hooked up to the navigator. We're headed for Theta.
Yeah, I'll have to see how I get on with Amnesia though, because there's a few sections of the game where some of the geometry out of bounds is really, really weird.
I mean, how did it get on the ship?
Are you talking about the black tentacles?
Like
in the
super
engine
easy to
room?
get stuck in or
I've seen
bounced
them
off the
before,
map.
Upsilon. What are they?
They're a manifestation of a malfunctioning station-wide artificial intelligence called the WOW.
And in that game, like the height of your own
So we just
jump,
made a powerful
landing on a
enemy.
sloped surface can be enough to send you flying forwards.
It doesn't feel or think like we do. It's more like
Jumping across the top of a map can just suddenly just ping you off the side if you jump in the wrong place.
looks like your sabotage worked better than expected. Brace for impact! Hold on, the blast just pushed us off the plateau.
What does that mean?
If I don't hit Delta, we're dead.
Ooh. Lost a lot of time when I really shouldn't have.
Please remain seated.
I'll never get this open.
Shielding my eyes. That. That was probably a bad idea. Oh no, that was fine. Still worked.
You're the rescue team, huh? Good job. Don't worry, Kath. I'll find a way to Theta.
I cannot juggle. took me a long time to get used to juggling these props. I managed to get it down when I was on the record chase for the first time, but since then I've just got worse and worse at it again.
Zeppelin's on its way. Better get ready.
Juggling is simple enough in premise, it's just don't be holding it while you're on the ground. But in practice it can be kind of weird to do. Hey, got that again.
We're safe.
I really wish I could have got this at ESA. The one, like, extra bug that I wish
At least that's what you said before the crash.
is the one that didn't work.
Of course. Is this a Zeppelin?
Appropriately named. You think it can get us to Theta?
It's a cargo transport. They use them for moving materials between the sites, anything that's too big for the shuttles. I'm sure it can carry us. The tool chip is bust.
Isn't that part of the Omni tool? I had to deal with that back at Upsilon.
I'm always scared I'm going to get flung off the map, though.
Storage?
Hey, Kate.
What? Just knock a robot over the head and steal their chips? Come on, I don't want to hurt anyone. Isn't this a bit much?
I've never had it go on for this long, though.
We're just robots. Sort of. I'll get us a chip.
It usually doesn't last that long.
Guess I have no choice. Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
This works.
You took a long time to crash.
Thanks, Simon. Don't be mad, okay? We really needed that chip. We'd be stuck here.
Could you do it? Kill a robot like that?
I get attached to them too.
Could
I'm not a
you let me
monster.
know if the
But in this
1080p
case,
version is processed
it had to
on
be done.
He
the
was
re-upload of last night's stream?
talking. I mean, he was
If you wouldn't
delusional,
mind.
but he seemed sincere. Present.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's fine.
Was he really that different from us? It's just beginning to sink in. I mean, really sink in.
I've been having an issue with some of my
Robot.
Didn't we
I need
cover
to speed
this
up.
already?
You just like skip to somewhere at the end where I'm talking and just let me know if the audio is like
Like my brain doesn't
actually lining up with me.
It's really getting hard.
I've had issues with a few uploads
Yeah.
recently where the
Could you
audio's
maybe
been
hit that
really,
switch over
really
there
off
so we could
by
get
the end of the
moving?
video.
Yeah, sure.
Not entirely sure why. And with that one being like a 5.5 hour playthrough, I really don't want it to have that issue. But it only seems to happen on the 1080p and like 720p versions. If you could just have a little flick around and see if you can find a place where I talk. Right at the end where I'm saying goodbye or goodnight, whatever. Would be good. I would have checked it myself, but the 1080p was still processing when I started stream. Bad place. Seems to be good. Okay. It had it pretty bad on the Vice City run from last weekend. The Amnesia casual playthrough was the one I was worried about.
That's great.
It's not like speedruns, I can't just redo a casual playthrough.
What? Oh, sorry.
And I don't want to have to keep re-uploading videos over and over again to try and get the audio right, because it's perfectly fine on my computer. Just something that YouTube does seems to mess up the audio time, like the time codes. Either it speeds the audio up or it's a bit slow. But it's always fine on like the 360p. But everything else it's broken for. YouTube being stupid.
So my mind is covering it up, pretending nothing's different.
The only way I know I could fix it would be to re-encode the entire video, but I don't want to do that because it's already like low quality streaming, like 6 meg. I don't want to crush it down even further.
Are my thoughts actually making me cool? Could I tip the balance by suddenly gaining some insight and go insane?
Yeah, thanks for checking.
Cap, before you go, the artificial intelligence you mentioned in the escape vessel? Is it the WoW's fault that we're like this? I mean, it seems
A
like
little
something
behind
a
on this.
reliable AI would do.
Oh no, I'm still good.
Created to explain how machines think, Simon. Concentrate on getting inside data, okay? See you soon.
At least even like on D-Rust runs I can still get to data pretty comfortably. Alright, door or no door? I think there will be a door. The door.
Hello? Anyone there? Well, Catherine, we found Theta.
That always scares me. If you don't correct it quick enough when Simon like yells during that transition, you'll just clip down into the vent. If that happens, you're losing like a solid 30 seconds. You've got to crawl all the way through it to get to the end. And then find something in the room at the end of there and clip out with it. I'll be happy though if I can stay within a minute. Unlikely though. We've got half the game to do.
Don't move. It's okay.
What?
It's over now. Relax.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out like couples do.
We're not...
You don't want me?
Yes, of course, but... What happened?
We fell in love.
Also, getting out of bounds here has been giving me some issues. I go through phases with this map. Like sometimes I'll go through a few months where it works perfectly fine and then suddenly it'll just stop working. I don't think I'm doing anything differently. It's one of those bad times again. Do not get it though. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. So, about staying within a minute. I think that just died. Yep, definitely. Completely blanked on the wall being there. Thank you. Oh, you just can't get the wet floor signs these days. Alright, sheet metal. Do your worst. But actually don't. I would like to finish this.
Alright, let's find Omicron.
Yeah, for Amnesia though, I will be learning the older any percent route. It has changed recently. There was a bug that was found where you quit out of the game and load back into your most recent save facing in a particular direction, and you click during the loading screen and it just like instantly takes you to the next level. I don't want to do that category just yet. Hey Cal, how's it going? Did someone fall asleep last night? Yeah, I finished it last night. About 5 hours.
Let's find that suit and get out.
Missed that button twice now. You did. Come on. Picking too many times. normie sleeping pattern. Disgusting. How dare you? Sheet metal. Or lab tray or whatever the hell that is. I guess you're getting into a sleeping pattern for work or something else. Thank you. That wall dared to exist. Okay, that's not good. That's really not good. And I'm limping as well. I've not done this in a very long time. For a backup strat, this is one of the more complicated strats in the game. But it works in a pinch. So many jumps you can fall off there.
Omicron? Everything is so basic, so limited.
It just kind of
I hope it's not
happens.
the Omnitool falling apart.
Sleeping patterns don't just
Okay,
happen.
we need to find you a power suit. You know, so we can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of soda.
You think we'll
At least
find
they
one
don't
that
for
fits
me. If I don't have an alarm clock,
kind of in a
I'm
suit
dead for the
already.
day.
That's been bothering me too. You know how you were transferred from Vancouver?
Toronto.
From then to now.
How could I forget?
Okay, so we do it again.
You want to send me to the future?
No, you idiot. I want to transfer your mind into a new body.
What?
Look, we already know it can be done. We don't need to make it a big deal.
It is a big deal, Kath. It's a huge fucking deal. There's
Language,
gotta be something
Simon.
else that can take us down there.
The Dunbat at Theta was
Goodness.
the only vessel that could take that pressure, and you saw what happened.
Then think of something else.
Simon, please. You don't have to switch this instant. Just play along for now. If we find something else, then great. If not...
I'm not promising anything.
Thank you, Simon. Have a look around the room. This is where they would keep the power suits, if there are any left.
Stopped streaming until 4 in the morning. Well, streaming right. Stream longer. Stream later.
God. I found one of the power suits. There's a dead woman inside. Just like the body we found in the annex. She's missing her head.
Gross. This could work in our favor, though. Look for a terminal nearby. See if you can boot it up.
This is
Be
crazy.
good to get into this suit though, so I can stop limping.
Make sure it's all bunched together with the structure gel connecting all the parts. All right, try activating the suit from the terminal again.
I can't believe we're doing this.
It will be fine.
Then why don't we put you in the suit?
I was going to suggest that if you refused.
You go without me.
Don't mind me. Yeah, at one point I used to be good at this game.
We need to loop back the activity manifested by your current cortex chip. That's everything. You can Sorry about any discomfort. This should be over soon.
It's like having your picture taken.
Well, with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know,
Indians thought photos would steal their souls.
In this case, they'd be right.
Oh yeah, Cal, did you get any further with your university stuff? Whether they're going to let you in or not?
There must be something wrong. Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
What was that?
No, it just...
Why was it still talking?
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
No, it's not that.
God.
Oh, it's so much nicer to actually run. I forgot just how slow Simon goes.
Come on, let's activate the parachute.
Just everything deloads. And onwards. Back on the 9th.
Are we done here?
Yeah.
Activate the climber, please.
Really, it shouldn't take a whole week to get back to you.
It's dumb luck, right?
Yeah, just head on over there and just see if you can speak to someone.
It's a redundant copy. I'll never experience my journey, the full journey.
Oh, don't be too surprised if they tell you that you need an appointment first.
You were right.
And then they tell you to wait a month for your appointment.
Only wish you'd done a better job. I basically flipped a coin, and if I had called the wrong side, I'd be rotting away at Omicron. I mean, there's nowhere to know, right? You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you? Not that you would know. I mean, he would still claim
You
to be the
applied
right
through the UCAS like online
side. Christ,
system, right?
this is awful. We did an awful fucking thing.
Surely it shouldn't have even let you apply if you weren't eligible.
That I am the same that I've always been. Please say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to upset you.
Say anything.
When I was little,
Because you were hyping up
I used
about
to climb the stairs all the way to the
starting
top
in
of
the new
building.
year, so I hope you can get something sorted out.
Tuck my arm so I could push the heavy steel door open. Well, the first time that I dared go up there, I stepped out onto the roof and
You can
watched
realize
the
your dream and
smoke
build
rise
that
up
audio
all over
rack.
Taipei. I got all the way up to the corner ledge, and I felt the warm wind in my hair, and the sun was setting, and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd.
Also, welcome to a 7-minute cutscene.
Street food vendors
In case you were
filled the
wondering.
air with aromas of all my favorite foods. For a brief moment, I felt connected to the world in a way that I never had before. It was the most profound feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case.
A weird
at least
cutscene,
every
this.
once in a while.
Do you still
Like, the
feel
character
like that's
building
alone?
that it's doing is
Even like this?
good,
Things are different, but
but
we're
it
still
comes
here.
so late into the game.
What's the point of going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers.
Up until
at the
this
bottom of the
point,
scene.
Simon and Catherine have
We'll
just
never
kind of
be
like
able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
spoken a
Are you really
bit and
so
mostly just
unhappy being
like
what you are, or is this
tried
about
making
the
jokes
man
at
who
each
went
other and
first
taking
there
like
100
pot
years
shots
ago?
at their weaknesses.
Both, I guess.
And now suddenly they're having a heart-to-heart like 3/4 of the
Even
way
in
through the
worst
game.
case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I
What
belong.
happens in elevators?
Even if we make it to the Ark, would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends. No family.
Yeah, I get you, Cal.
I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
I mean, I guess not going to university is also kind of a plus because you don't end up with the debt associated with it.
Hello, Catherine.
Is that way of looking at it?
Hey, I know it's not much, but why have we stopped moving?
The power blacked out for a moment. I think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of the suit.
If you can do what you want to do without needing the credentials behind you of a degree,
Does time freeze when you're not
then
in
just
college?
go ahead and do it.
Feels omitted more than anything.
What's the difference?
I don't feel like I'm being
Unless you're going into an industry where those credentials are important.
to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes, but generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up.
Like, university is probably not the best place to go if you're just looking to learn something.
An ever-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
Sounds kind of like a movie being edited live.
I suppose so. I guess it sounds exciting, but it really keeps me activated to the point of exhaustion.
'Cause I did a degree in games art. Look how much games art I do.
Could be a time traveler stuck in a body.
Spoiler alert, the answer is none.
That'd be the worst.
Any of people that want your moolah? Join the club. Also spooks.
You did it! You did it! I will make preparations.
Alright, well the split's over, but the cutscene's not.
Good, you're back.
What happened?
Claiming her to blame for something.
The cage knocks you right
No,
out.
it was a good you did it.
Spoke to me.
He's happy that you did it.
When it wows creatures, it just stared at you for a moment, then threw itself down the abyss.
We all did it.
Make preparations. I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was going to kill you for sure. Glad it didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Very dubious. I don't remember doing anything.
Looks like we're closing in on the ocean floor.
Is this a trick?
Take it much longer. Okay, so this is the Omega sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach town.
Surprise party of sorts.
Not in a way that'll help us.
Right, the other you has been here.
It's okay, in the any percent speedrun we never turn up to our own party.
Could still be down here somewhere, technically.
Don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for town and find that arc.
We're way too busy for that. We've got to go find a book and read it. And then fly on it. Book about flying. I would have loved if the book at the end of the game that we used to do the final flight was actually a book about flying. I think the cover's in Japanese, so I'm not sure what it actually says. I do hope it's a physics book. Yeah, a lot of new runners find this level to be quite daunting, It's basically just a case of finding this texture seam and then just going in this direction until the red lights on the left have gone off screen. Going a little bit further, seeing a mountain pop in, and then heading towards it. Like, there's so many visual aids that you can use in this. But if you don't spot them, like that mountain kind of pops in and then deloads again almost immediately. If you don't notice it and start heading towards it straight away, you can just end up walking forever. Till eventually you kind of like fall off the edge of the map. If you're going for a really good time, you actually use this prop to just fly over the top of the whole map. But I don't like doing that on dead runs, because there's a chance that if you fall off the prop, you can fall into the wrong area of the map and you get put right back at the start again, which is not good. I tend to just take this safer route. It only loses like maybe 10-15 seconds overall. And I'm back in bounds. That jump that I used to get back in bounds, you can go over it in the same way to get out of bounds. It's literally like a waist-high rock that you can just jump up on top of and get out of bounds. Nothing stopping you. Welcome to Tau. Ring the doorbell. And this station's inhabited by the scariest enemy in the entire game. It's absolutely terrifying. The stuff of nightmares. Owl. Not a towel.
The ark.
There's the enemy. It's an empty talking chair. Kill it, kill it, kill it. It's spooky. I need to get out of here. First, I need my box of tricks. Just gonna hit a safety save because I don't like this clip anymore. And it works, of course it does. Why couldn't that work at ESA? That was actually a pretty good Tau. People will think it's all easy. That's true. I still need to actually go and compare my PB at the time against my ESA run and see if it was actually on anywhere close to like a record pace. My PB at the time was the 59:46. It was probably still kind of far behind, but it was a solid run. I was expecting to be all over the place, just falling off everything. So the preparations were made. Party is starting, but we're not going in there. So just fly over the top of the party room. They'll have fun without us. They have more important things to do. We have a magic box to save, filled with copies of Microsoft SAM. Did I have to reload at all during this? I know I fell quite far behind, but I can't remember why. Omicron inside, what did I do? I had to jump around the dive room, but I don't think I had to reload. Wondering why I lost 50 seconds to it.
This has to be Phi, right? Hope the Ark made it here in one piece.
Alright, book. Hey. That didn't go too badly.
I'll never get used to that.
Guess you won't have to. Not after this is over.
Right. Have a seat.
I actually saved time on this split.
Comfortable?
As good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'll activate the seat. You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you assembled.
How do you operate this thing?
Don't know, I never tried this one. But pilot seats are notoriously easy to use, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Hey Duffius, how's it going? Back to Soma. Yeah, I'm in the process of learning to run Amnesia. But I don't want to do learning streams, so I'm sticking within the same engine family and just doing more Soma runs while I'm learning.
There we go.
It might mess with me a little bit,
Okay, ready when you are.
clicking back and forth between HPL 2 and 3. But we'll see.
Need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a
How you doing this
switch.
evening?
Just push the button and we're off.
Actually, no, it's not evening for you. It's morning, or lunchtime, or something close to that.
Thank you, Simon.
Don't mention it.
I'm gonna say lunchtime.
Thing you did. I want you to know I appreciate it.
Oh, you're doing Diablo. Awesome.
Time, 20 seconds.
What's the matter with the upload?
Just give it a second.
Thought you guys would have better bandwidth in the future.
Have fun with Season 20. Thank you for stopping in. I'm pretty much done after this run anyway.
9,
I finished 2 runs tonight, so
7,
I'm happy with that.
6,
You gotta be kidding me!
Just kind of kicking the dust off.
4, 3, 2,
Yes! Fuck yeah, we made it!
I still put world record attempts in the stream tags because technically I could still PB at any time. However unlikely.
Catherine? Catherine?
I'm here.
What the hell happened? What went wrong?
Nothing. They're out there, among the stars.
Yeah, like,
We're here.
I did 4 attempts tonight,
We were getting on the ark.
2 of which had bugs that I've never had happen before,
Yeah, I saw.
Then why
ever.
are we still here?
Simon, I can't.
One of them was having 2 copies of the Flesher spawn in the Curie. Like, I didn't manage to despawn the downstairs one when I reached the engine room. So when you like pull out the 3rd cable and you have to run away, you turn around 180 and there's another Flesher stood there.
Came all this way. We launched the ark.
I know it sucks, but our copies are up.
Because of the route that any percent takes by going through one of the walls, you spawn it and then like try and escape from it.
We're gonna die.
If you don't get far enough away from it, or it teleports too close to you during the time when you're like going through the
They're not us.
big room before the engine room, it won't despawn and it'll be there later. I've never had that. I knew it can happen, but tonight was the first time it ever actually happened to me. But then on another run, I was doing the out of bounds vent skip in Upsilon,
You said we're getting on the fucking ark.
and while running along the top, I just clipped straight down into it. Like it just stopped existing. 2 things I've just never had happen before. Yep, it's a HPL game. Crazy things can definitely happen.
Catherine? Catherine?
Save time on this one. Can.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
And a quick jog through paradise, and we're done. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be having fun with Amnesia, though. I can't wait to tear that game apart. Do you have any more plans to run this stuff?
Catherine? Catherine!
I will be learning Rebirth eventually.
We actually
I
made
did a
it.
casual playthrough last night of The Dark Descent,
I'm so relieved.
and I'm going to be learning to run The Dark Descent offline doing any percent. In a couple of months' time, I'll be doing another casual playthrough of A Machine for Pigs, and then I'll be learning to run that one. And then hopefully I'll have sort of had time to play and learn both of those, but I'd like to do that before Rebirth comes out so I can do like the full set of Amnesia games. Taking a break for a bit, yeah. One of those things, like, Soma's one of those games where it gets a lot of interest because people see like the out of bounds stuff, or they see the bits of the run that they like. They pick it up for a little while, and then either lose interest very quickly or put it on the back burner for a while because they do more interesting things. And so many people have like picked up Soma and then just never come back to it. It's unfortunate, but I can see why in a lot of cases people haven't stuck around the community. I'm not saying you're not sticking around. It's just, you know, it's the glitchless run especially doesn't have that much that really draws you into it. I never really enjoyed it myself, but maybe that's just me. Yeah, if you've been doing a lot of stuff with Diablo and stuff as well, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but we do have some ideas of possibly changing around the categories. So the current glitchless might be getting renamed to no major glitches, and there will be like a proper glitchless category that doesn't allow you to go anywhere near like out of bounds. Even if it's just like jumping over a wall and going out of bounds, you're not on that. So that might be happening. We're still talking through what the rule sets would be, whether it's like reason enough to split it. Yeah, no major would be what current glitchless is the amount of flack that Cosmic gets on his runs, like on YouTube comments and things for going out of bounds. Like, I didn't pass through a solid wall, and it's like, no, it's out of bounds, it's a glitch. And every single way that he's tried explaining it, it's just no one accepts his explanations. He's had so many calls from people just saying like, oh, you should delete this run, like, you're obviously cheating. Yeah, that's me done for tonight though. Dafius, you're streaming. Everyone else that's been around has probably got an idea of where they want to go now, so I won't be hosting anyone. But I will be continuing with Soma for the rest of the week, and possibly next week. It depends how I get on with Amnesia. I might do some glitchless instead of any percent, because I do want to try and like beat Cosmic's time. So I might try and like shake the rust off on glitchless instead. Or I might do like a couple of preemptive, like whatever glitchless might turn into runs instead. Try and sort of set a time for that one so I can submit it immediately. If we do end up splitting the category. We'll see. But thank you for stopping by and enjoy your stream, Duff. I'll be back tomorrow.